Alright, guys, welcome back to Resident Evil Village. We're gonna have a look at the bonuses here this time. Extra content. We're gonna start with the Baker incident report. We have here 80 pictures of the Baker incident report, what happened over in Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Alright, let's have a look at the Baker incident. Okay, this report depicts my investigation into the events after the incident at the Baker's residence. That was over in Resident Evil 7. The Baker incident, July 2017. Number of people lost their lives at the residence in the middle of American countryside. It was truly horrifying tragedy. I still don't know the exact number of victims. I don't know the exact number of victims there either on that one. Okay, let's have a look at number 4. Two survivors, husband and wife, Ethan and Mia Winters, were able to shed some light on the events which would have shook the world. But, yeah, there was a cover-up in the Winterses vanished. Yeah, I can remember playing as Ethan Winters there. 5. There's something powerful acting behind the scenes. I just know it. I decided to investigate, follow the breadcrumbs of what happened after. How can I be so sure? Because I'm someone who was there. I think that is Ethan Winters here. I'm not gonna read out all of them. I'm just gonna show you that one. Discovery of the incident. Let's have a look. Local newspapers, the Dulvey Daily, July 22nd, 2017. Social media posts, July 22nd, 2017. I wonder if those are all real dates and all that happened. That thing with the dead family, wasn't that where that giant black monster was? I can remember that. Okay, 10. The transcripts of the complaint to the county sheriff's office. I don't believe it. It's been 2 days already, but yeah, you can read that out for yourselves here. Then we're gonna move on to 11. 12. A recall, sure, was a lot of public. You can see how it looked inside the baker's. The baker's house was all torn up and junk. Looked like a junkyard in there, and the kitchen table, that was disgusting back then. The cover-up. Local newspaper, the Dulvey Daily, July 30th, 2017. The Sheriff County Office say Baker family killed by natural gas. I don't know if they really got killed here by natural gas now or not. The follow-up on the deaths of the Baker's family on July 21st, the Dulvey County Sheriff's Office stated it is highly likely that their deaths were caused by a hydrogen sulfide. Yeah, they don't think that the Bakers were killed by a hydrogen sulfide leak in their old house. You can read that there, what happened. Okay, the victims were here. Here we have the victims that were deceased by that sulfur. What was it? That sulfur oxide here? Sulfur hydrogen sulfide here. Deceased were Jack Baker, Margaret Baker, Lucas, Zoe Baker. Those are all the Bakers. Then we have here Dave Anderson, Clancy Jarvis, and Andrew Stickland, and Peter Walken. Injured were Ethan Winters and Mia. And we played as Ethan Winters in Biohazard. Okay, 17. Toxic hydrogen sulfide gas. They're kidding, right? Yeah, I don't think that happened. I think, I don't know what I should think about that. I heard there were soldiers, tanks, helicopters. Yeah, but that was at the end when Ethan got rescued out of the Baker's residence. Then they came and they rescued Ethan Winters. Magazine Inspector, what did he have to say? An interview with Sally Baldwin, professor of geological sciences at Minas University. So you don't agree with the report from the sheriff's office that it was natural gas leak? Baldwin, this is what Baldwin had to say about it. We can't rule it out completely, but it's very unusual, all things considered. Hydrogen sulfide builds up in areas where there is a lot of volcanic activity. The town of Dulvi, however, has no volcanic activity. Yeah, those geological people, they're telling a bunch of lies there because they think a volcanic activity deceased uh, the, the bakers. A tragic natural gas leak. That was the official stance on the bakers' incidents. Yeah, but they're saying here that they think it was a volcanic explosion or something. Not sure. That's what the geological survey is saying. Let's move on here. But this is a complete fabrication. Nothing about the murderers in that house, nothing about the terrifying monsters that stalked the halls and lived within its walls. Those monsters, they were made up of mold. Those were mold monsters, guys. And the mold must have been coming from somewhere. It's evidence that someone was keeping the truth hidden. Yeah, so they're thinking that someone knew about the bakers. They knew about it, and they kept the truth hidden. So they're saying all this crap about a volcanic sulfide, whatever. Okay, the thing that surprised me the most was the fact that my name was on the list of victims. The organization still had me in the quarantine. I was terrified the whole thing would come to an end with me actually being among the deceased. Okay, thankfully it was a needless fear. Alright, the organization gave me a new identity and what? Give me a new identity, okay? I guess they figured I was harmless and didn't know anything else. Okay, I tried to contact the two other survivors, Ethan and Mia. They survived, but they were also probably I don't think that Ethan was deceased because Ethan came already to the baker's residence with a fresh start. So because I can remember walking through the woods when all that happened. So Ethan wasn't deceased, and I don't think that Zoe or Mia here weren't deceased either. Not sure. Mia was probably, but Ethan wasn't. I know the organization knows where they are, so I decided to investigate the BSAA. Okay, BSAA stands for Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. Okay, a counter-bioterrorism organization sanctioned by the United Nations. Okay, it was formed to combat the rise in bioterrorism after the collapse of Umbrella Pharmaceuticals. We know Umbrella Pharmaceuticals from Resident Evil 3, I think it was, and Resident Evil 2 Remake. We know that from those two games. So they're going to be held responsible for what happened to the bakers, probably. They have combated terrorism across the world, including China and Europe, and are high regarded as bioterrorist police. The BSAA finally intervened in the baker incident and were the ones that saved Ethan and Mia. And I. Okay, thanks to my determined in their facility, I have a pretty good idea of who their members are. So they're talking about here the BSAA members. I was very, very persuasive, but it came to asking them about the organization top secret documents. Alright. The topic I was the most interested in was, of course, the Baker incident. I wanted to know the truth the BSA was hiding. Okay, the hidden truth. Let's see what they had to say about it. Magazine inspector here. You can read that out for yourself. We're just gonna read the words here, some of the words. One of our reporters has unearthed evidence that a secret meeting happened between Dulvey, the Dulvey Sheriff, Water Coleridge, and an international organization known as the Bioterrorism Security BSAA. Okay. Inspector suspects there might be more to the story, and the Sheriff's Office and BSAA are covering something up. Okay. So they're covering up something, and the inspector suspects, the Sheriff's Office, those two, they're covering up something. I don't know what they're covering up though. BSAA, North American Bioterrorism Security Assessment Alliance. Okay, final report on the Baker incident. See what they had to say here. The following details: the investigation into the biological disaster in Dulvey, Louisiana, also known as Baker incidents. This document is for employees with Class B clearance and above. Okay, we have concluded that the Baker incident was caused by accidental contamination from the prototype bioweapon known as Evelyn. So now they're saying that Evelyn is a bioweapon, and that she caused the Baker incident. So all the stuff that we have seen back there was probably all lies, because now they're saying that Evelyn was the cause of this here Baker incidents. The residents of the Baker household were contaminated by a mold. That's what I know. I was finding those mold monsters, and they look like mold. Let's see what they had to say here. Mold like a pathogen mutamycete. Now, mutamycete? We've seen that here in Resident Evil Village. When we fought Miranda. That was a mutamycete. Evelyn was capable of rapidly producing this mold. Okay, no, Evelyn was capable of that, and it enabled her to control those infected both mentally and physically. The Baker family were not the only victims. Evelyn manipulated the Bakers into kidnapping dozens of people. Holy crap! These victims were infected and mutated into monstrous creatures called molded. Wow! Evelyn was originally created in a Munich research facility by the International Crime Syndicate. What? This is in Germany, guys. This is right here in Germany. Munich. That's in Germany. The connections. I wonder if all that is true though. Let's see. BSAA dispatched a team to destroy Evelyn. The mission, however, was not successful, and Evelyn escaped. Evelyn was then transferred to America by the connections via a ship along with her caretaker Mia Winters. Yeah, so Mia, that was the sister of Evelyn, I think, and she took care of her sister. Okay, however, Evelyn managed to escape during transport. I wonder how she managed to escape that though. Oh, I think I know how, because that ship, wrecked ship that we saw in Biohazard, that was the ship that she traveled overseas with to reach the Baker's residence. That was the direct ship that we seen there. We believe she then abandoned the vessel that had washed up in the bayou near the Baker's residence. I wonder what happened to that ship. Why it got washed up. That's because that is another question. How did that ship actually get washed up, and why? Why did it get washed up? And why was it washed away to the bayou near the baker's residence? That's a good question. The aforementioned what? Aforementioned operation is eliminated. Evelyn was BSAA's failing. We cannot deny that as it resulted in Evelyn's effect. BSAA will have to take responsibility should these events ever come to light. Okay, as such, we advise that a cover story is fed to the media and BSAA's involvement is kept quiet. End of report. Okay, E-Series Mutamycete Analysis Report. That's a report right there. The biological analysis report on the E-Series Mutamycete, henceforth referred to as mutamycete recovered from the baker. So that mutamycete stuff that was recovered here from the bakers. Okay, I can remember that when we had to fight Evelyn in the baker's residence in the last couple of episodes there, in the last part. Okay, the mutamycete has similar characteristics to Cladoporium, black mold, and has incredibly high reproductive properties. It acts like a parasite, infecting the cells and rewriting the DNA of its host. Holy crap-a-roonies. Furthermore, when it combines with other bacteria, it creates its own muscle tissue, brain, and nervous system. Damn. In the report. Bioweapon report file. Evelyn was driven by a natural instinct to create a family. Yeah, she was complaining about a family. I think she was complaining about her family when she started having these sicknesses, and nobody ever took care of Evelyn. I think her family was kind of cruel or something, because she kept complaining about her family that they didn't take care of her or anything like that. The Connections report. The Connections is a crime syndicate with no base of operations, I should say. The organizational structure is known as, however, yeah, you can read that out there. Most of their activities appear to revolve around the creation and selling the bioweapons. Evelyn was one of their products. What did that say? Billy is a shrewd man, one of the also Lee Spencer, CEO, president of the Umbrella Corporation. The Umbrella Corporation, like I said, we know that from Resident Evil 2 and 3 remake. His current status and location unknown. Okay, according to the BSAA top secret documents, the Baker's incident, as I know it, was just another statistical blip to be recorded. That fateful night when the tanker washed up in the bayou, Jack took that little girl from the shipwreck. Jack, I thought that was Lucas. Just saying, Jack took the little girl from the shipwreck and into our home. Okay, but then she turned everyone crazy, made us into monsters. Yeah, Evelyn, that was all Evelyn. I think Evelyn is the cause of the baker's incidents, because she turned everyone who lived in that house, turned them into monsters. BSAA knew this even when they manipulated the media and covered the whole thing up. Alright. They couldn't let anyone know it was them who let Evelyn, the cause of all this, escape. I continued to investigate and finally caught wind of Ethan and Mia's location. Okay, where the Winters are? BSSA Investigation Department. Transcript of interview with Ethan Winters. Audio begins. Shall we begin? or interviews until now have been necessary to conclude if you had any what ulterior motives. Okay. Listen, we had one condition. What's that? We would like you to. We would like you and your wife to remain under our supervision. In exchange, we will provide you with a new home, a new country. Okay. To a lovely country, to Eastern Europe. What? To be precise, Europe. You gotta be kidding. Why the hell? You are both witnesses to what happened. There is a certain criminal organization who is looking for you. BSA Investigation Department. Transcripts. According to our examinations, you are mostly free to you're mostly free to the mold. Of the mold now. Why would they be free of the mold? I wonder. No, as a sign of appreciation for your cooperation, BSA has not divulged your involvement with the connections. Ethan and Mia are in Europe. Okay. Two years pass and no progress. I ended up working as a rookie reporter for a small newspaper in New Orleans. The Baker incident has all but vanished from people's minds. My God. Then one day a letter arrived at my tiny apartment. It was from none other than Mia Winters herself. Mia's letter. Okay, let's have a look. Hey, how are you doing? It's been a while, hasn't it? BSAA won't let us send any emails or letters, but I gave this directly to an employee to give you, so it should be safe. Eden and I had a baby. I included a picture of her, and that was Rose. When Ethan and Mia had a baby, they called it Rose. We know that from Resident Evil Village. We know that from the start of the game. We've seen the baby in the house. The baby got captured, and so did Mia. And that's the baby right there that we have seen in Resident Evil Village at the start of the game. We named her Rosemary. Isn't it such a wonderful name? Yeah. I hope you can come and see her someday. Ethan wants to see you too. Take care of yourself. Sincerely, Mia Winters. A letter from me and Ethan out of nowhere, and they have a daughter. I had almost given up finding them and couldn't hold back the tears. I'm glad the three of them are happy in their new life. Just as I went to close the mailbox, I spotted another envelope. It was embossed with the BSAA logo, the sender unknown. It contained the following. Let's see what it contained. BSAA headquarters. We know him. Warning letter to Chris Redfield. Yeah, that is Chris Redfield there, guys. See what Chris had to say here. We are growing concerned with your recent activity. I think he's from the BSAA headquarters. He was the guy that took away the baby and also took away Mia, I think, because that was at the start of the game, and Ethan Winters got so pissed that this guy here and his thugs, they smashed Ethan Winters to the ground. But he saved the baby at the end of the game. But Ethan, he fought Miranda, and he wanted to stay in the village, and then the whole village started blowing up, and he blew up as well. According to the recent report, you have taken personal control of the elite unit, the Hound Wolf Squad, without permission, and you've accessed the number of top secret documents without permission. What are you and your squad doing in Eastern Europe? Who the fuck is this Miranda that keeps popping up in your correspondence? What's with the investigation into Winter's family? You've been very critical of BSAA since Baker's incident. You might be one of the founding original Evelyn? Eleven? Why does that say 11? It's called Evelyn. But I cannot let you continue to run around unchecked. So I'll repeat myself. What the hell are you doing? There was one thing scribbled on the back of this. It's not over. This is everything I have on the Baker's incidents. It's purely for my own preference. I don't intend to send it out to the general public. Yeah, it was sad to see all that happened to the Bakers. I will continue my investigation. Many have tried to get in my way, slow me down, but I'm doing this for my family and I won't give up. I know that someday I'll be able to give Ethan and Mia my thanks directly. At least I pray I can. My name is Zoe Baker, a survivor of this tragedy, so in Biohazard you can either save Zoe and or Mia. You have the two options to save either one. I saved Mia, and then you can also play the game through again by saving Zoe. But I'm not gonna tell you guys what happened. You guys probably have seen that in my videos. What happened to Mia when you save her, and what happened to Zoe when you save her. The end. Alright guys, this concludes the Baker incident report. We're gonna have a look at that other one about Ethan Winters. So I'm gonna call this video done. Thanks for watching. I hope you've liked this video. And let me know in the comments below what you guys think of the Baker's incident. Was that all just a cover up? Yeah. It's very sad to see that happen to the Baker's family, about Evelyn here creating the mold and then terrorizing that family there, Baker's family. But I wonder if that is all a true story in Louisiana. I wonder did that really happen? Let me know in comments below if you think that story here is really, really true, and if all that happened for real. I'd like to know your comments and your answers to that question. So we're gonna call it done. Thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.